Friday, which I just realized when I went to go live, and my little header for my video saves. And so it said, hey, hey, Friday. And I was like, wow, I'm pretty sure today is Wednesday. Yes. And it's been a few days. So happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm a rebel. And so I'm totally sporting Halloween today. Not intentionally, but I really didn't have anything cute that was green except for a Christmas shirt. I was going to buy a unicorn shirt with a clover on it, but then I didn't end up doing it. So I'm wearing my resting witch face shirt, and my socks today are actually going to be candy corn socks. So, I mean, if you're going to revolt and you're going to be opposite ends of the spectrum, like go all out, right? Also, and I'll wait till I see, because I know Lisa will know. I've been so disconnected from just what's going on in my normal everyday life that I couldn't remember if I even showed already a pair of socks to give away on Friday or what was going on with that. So I'm going to need someone to tell me if I did. Otherwise, I'll just pick a new pair. And we'll go from there. I will do Monday Soul Deliciousness again, starting next Monday. I will give away a pair of socks on Friday, and life will go back to normalness, whatever normalness is. But it definitely had some things going on in my own little world that were very upturning on the boat. Hello, good morning, Kim. Thank you. Good morning, Pixie. And so I needed to take a little time to, rearrange and put things back together. And sometimes that's really what we have to do for ourselves. But here I am. Yes. And for everyone that's been asking, I am fine. And all is well. So this brings me to a beautiful thing to talk about today. I'm reading a book. I'm not going to share it with you quite yet because I realized that I'm really I need to do probably figure out what my own block is, because I've realized that I start reading a book and I read like 10 pages into it and I'm like, this is really good. And then I get, I don't know, distracted. I find another book and I read 10 pages. And then I think it happens because I pick up a book before I do this, and then I read a few pages to get some inspiration on what I want to talk about. And then I never actually go back and really read. So I need to really read some of the books that I have. I'm getting quite a collection, and they're really good, but I really should actually read them all the way through. Okay, but this morning's was really good, and kind of helping me as well to align with things that have been going on. And so I wanted to share that with you. So basically, this book that I'm reading, the author is talking about spiritual awakening. And I thought, ooh, this is also, good morning, Braden. This is also a beautiful topic for Monday Soul Deliciousness. So what does that mean? Like, what the heck does it mean to have your inner soul? Like, everyone calls it something different. Your higher self, your inner soul, your connection to your inner child, whatever. Like, everybody refers to it a little bit differently. And so basically, if you want to just turn it into, the simplicity vanilla of it all, it's understanding that you're basically a physical body with a very energetic spiritual life form going on inside. And so you shift the focus, because we're taught to focus on your person. Everything that you do, you're focused on your person, like your physical body. We judge our physical body. Everything that we do, oh, my leg hurts, right? We're focused on, why does my leg hurt? Physical body, there must be something wrong with my physical part of my leg. When in all reality, my dear friends, everything that's going on with you is actually energy. So even when I was working with a client yesterday, I'm like, hey, when you want to figure out why this is going on, we need to find the energy path that's blocked, because that's what's causing the physical problem. It's the energy path that's blocked. Not that your body has a physical problem going on. That's how the physical problem happens. So this higher awakening, higher self, higher view, that's all it is. It's simply understanding and thinking to yourself when stuff happens, like, hey, okay, how is this affecting my energy, my inner soul, my spirit, whatever that is for you? Not so much how is this affecting my physical body? Because if you focus on the physical body, you'll never be able to get rid of anything, because that's not, yeah, you can take, my shoulder starts hurting. I can take some aspirin, I can take some Tylenol, and I can numb it down, but usually it's going to come back because they didn't actually figure out what the underlying source is. And when you get those like really nagging, like, ooh, that kind of just aches, it's just because you have a processed emotion that's hanging out there that you need to get rid of. But this lady had a great example. So she talks about how she is about to go on stage. She's doing a motivational speaking thing, and she gets an email. And as a speaker or someone that does stuff like this myself, there are a lot of times where I have a cutoff limit. Like, I'm not going to open an email or read anything on Facebook right before I'm about to do something, because it does like affect you just like that. But she's about to go on stage and she's about to speak, and she gets this email. And her father, who she dearly loved, had passed away. And this email basically states that it's from one of her brothers. It says, Dad's will is done. And she's like looking at it. And basically, good morning, Mandy. Basically, the will cuts her out of everything. Like, she gets like a very minimal amount of something, but she doesn't get like entitlement to any of her mom's stuff. She wanted like her mom's teacups and her artwork or something. And she's basically not put in over any of the estate. The boys are. And so she feels very upset, right? And she's about to go on stage and talk. So then she's thinking to herself, how am I going to go and bring energy and talk to people if, I'm thinking about this? And so she pulls herself together, and she comes back to this thought process of, right, I'm an energy source. I'm in a physical body. And so she's able to realign, and she's able to take this devastation, because here's the physical part of her. Okay. So the physical part of her that's been taught all of her life goes into this: what's wrong with me? Why did my dad not love me? What did I do wrong? Why am I inadequate? Right? That self-doubt kicks in. That's the physical cognitive part of your brain doing that to you. So she's going through all these emotions. So what happens? Can she step out on stage and start talking about, beautiful processes and manifestation and whatever she was talking about? Can she do that when she's like, something's wrong with me? My dad didn't love me. I did something wrong. No, she can't. And so she processes this, and she takes it into a higher level. And she takes it into a higher level of, okay, ultimately, this is going to benefit me in a larger context. I just can't see it yet. I just don't know what that is yet. And so she relaxes her body, right? That's the first thing. So we relax our body. You see me do this all the time. My kids know this. Like, when everybody starts getting heated, mom starts doing this. Pull down the beautiful energy. Like, I've done this with my kid. Like, he's been on FaceTime before, and all his friends will be on there, and somebody will be going like crazy, and I'll just like grab his phone, and I'm like, all right, pull it down, bring in the beautiful energy, breathe out, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, relax the shoulders. And like, everybody gets quiet for a minute, probably because they're like, wow, dude, your mom's crazy. But at the same time, it stops everybody for a second, right? So we're relaxing the physical body. And then it all just starts coming. We're relaxing the cognitive mind. And then your energy starts to engage, because now that beautiful energy can flow through your body, and it starts taking over. And now you go from this physical reaction of anxiety, freaking out, which then creates pain, to we're relaxing, we're feeling it, we're coming into the moment, we're releasing it. And now the energy can flow beautifully through your body. And suddenly you're like, wow, this thing that a minute ago was taking me to my knees is something I can manage. Doesn't feel quite so heavy. And it's a beautiful process. And that is overall how you deal with things that are really taking over your life and are absolutely just feeling like, wow, I'm having this total overwhelm, emotional chaos. So I'm going to couple this with there is one thing for me personally that I have to always remember. I have to couple this with the fact that I have to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep. Um, that's something that, you know, really, really rocks my world. If I'm not getting enough sleep, I can't do this process very well because it's so physically draining for me when I get to a state of exhaustion. So I have to make sure that I'm sleeping. Right. And some of you are like, but the cycle begins. Because when you get stuck in the spot where you're physically focusing on everything, what do you do when you lay down, right? Your mind goes 100 miles an hour. So I have to really do this when I'm laying in bed and I start fretting, because that's the time when I start having guilt and I start fretting about things that are happening and all the stuff that I've had go on in the past 4 days. My horse is out there being a sass because Dave's feeding her. When I would go to lay in bed, right, it would just hit like emotionally, boom. And I would just start feeling guilt and I would start crying and just, I had to do the same thing, like lay there and okay, feel it, let it come, feel all the guilt, feel all the crying, feel the emotion. Because is what would happen is if I start fighting it and thinking, I don't want to feel all this. I want to go to sleep. I'm so tired. If I start feeling all this, then I'm chaos and I can't sleep and my mind's going 100 miles an hour. But now my mind's going 100 miles an hour because what am I doing, right? I'm resisting it. So I literally would just lay in bed and I would breathe in, feel it, cry, that guilt. I can feel that guilt. Oh, and I would just feel it raw and real. And then I would breathe it out. And by feeling it, I would release it and let it go. Okay. And now I can lay in bed and it's not going 100 miles an hour because I just felt it and I let it go. And now I can relax. And now I can sleep. And now I'm healing. I'm healing spiritually. I'm healing emotionally. I'm accepting what's going on. I'm viewing things differently. Overall, bigger context. What am I getting out of this? I'm not fighting it, right? You can't change what's already happened. And I'm accepting that there's a lesson behind this and that there is something higher that I can get out of it. And I've taken it from this physical thing, cognitive thing, to a higher level awakening. And that's what it means when you're like, what do people mean when they're talking about this higher level awakening? That's what that means. It's dealing with things as an energy, as a and you're not resisting, you're not fighting it. You're understanding that life happens. There's nothing you can do to control your life every day to make everything go perfectly. And so giving up that control and allowing it to flow. Okay, if anybody happens to know if I advertised a specific pair of socks to give away on Friday, I need you to tell me. I'm going to try to go back through my videos, but if someone just happens to know, somebody tell me. Otherwise, I will pick out a new pair and I will post it and we will give them away on Friday. And we will get back to the beautiful structured schedule of which I love to live. Okay, guys. Yes, it is St. Patrick's Day. No, I am not wearing green. I'm totally sporting the complete Halloween outfit, candy corn socks and all. So don't pinch me because I don't do physical touch. Okay, there you go. All right, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful day. Don't forget to just let it go, right? Let it go. Okay, see you later.